I don't know, can everybody see me? Because I'm in a different room tonight, so it's a bit dark, but yeah, I'm a bit dark, but I feel like I've not been on for ages, on my live for ages, so I'm a bit nervous. I thought I was going on a bloody date tonight with YouTube, getting ready and everything. Bloody madness. But I just want to start off by saying I've unblocked everybody from my block list. There was quite a lot of people there who were blocked. I worked it out, over 100 people. So that's a lot of people. So I'm starting afresh. I've got like 2 people blocked, but they were one of them was the person that I wanted blocked and somebody else. So I've got 2 people blocked in my block list now, and that's it. So my channel's going to be like open speech, free speech to everybody in chat, but no racism, please, none at all. That's just how I want my channel. But yeah, I've not been live for a little while, so I hope everyone is okay and they're doing all right. Big love to everybody. Big love. I just wanted to start my live tonight about, obviously, a few like who know me have seen my first video and have seen what, like, a bit of what I went through in my domestic violence. You know, I just want to like talk about another thing that happened to me when I was going through my violence. There was one day we were like at home, and I was told to get into the car, because when you're going through violence, domestic violence, you know, there is like, it's not just physical, there's other sort of abuse that you can go through, emotional. But tonight I'm going to talk about gaslighting and control, really. But as each week goes, I'm going to be talking about different abuse that you can go through and can happen. And it just doesn't happen in women neither, it does happen to men. So yeah, so I was told to get into the car, and I was like sort of made to be put into the back seat behind where he was driving. And you know, I just sat there. I wouldn't say nothing. I was scared to speak. If I spoke, I'd normally get a hit in the face. But yeah, I just sat there thinking, oh my God, where are we going? What we're doing? You know, everything goes through your head, you know. But yeah, we pulled up at a garage, a petrol station, and we pulled up on this side, but where he used to fill the car up, it used to be the opposite side. Yeah, and he got out, he looked at me in the back window, went to the boot, got the petrol can out, looked at me as he was filling it up, went in, paid, come back, and I'm thinking, he's already threatened to burn my family out. He's already done that. If you've seen my first video, you know some of the mental abuse that I went through with him. So yeah, I'm thinking, please, you know, is he going to sort of like take me to my families and do it, you know, because he was capable to hit me, he was capable to cut me, you know. I'm thinking, oh my God, he's capable to actually like burn my family out as well, like he was saying. But yeah, we pulled up somewhere in a field, and the door opened and I was pulled out, and the petrol can was opened, and yeah, it was poured all over me, petrol. And I thought with the petrol it was going to burn me, but it didn't. It was just like, it's like not water, but it just there was nothing like there. It didn't burn me at all. But when you've got somebody in front of you, then with a box of matches, striking them, letting them go out, flicking them at you, then striking them again, blowing them. Now, what I know now, that was torture. But then I didn't realise that then. In my head, all I wanted to do was just die. I just didn't want to be here anymore. That was just horrible abuse, mental, emotional, everything. To have somebody sit there, blow it out and flick it at you, knowing that if that could have just contacted you, that would have just blown, like I would have been in flames. It's horrible, horrible, horrible what people can actually put you through. And this is somebody that I thought loved me. But now I know that he didn't love me. It was control, physical, mental, emotional, even what I'm going to talk about tonight, gaslighting me, everything. So please, if anybody is going through domestic violence or know anybody that is going through domestic violence, especially in lockdown now, as it's more difficult to get out, see people, get help, you know, please reach out and get them help if you know anyone that is going through it. I'm not ignoring the chat tonight, but big love to everyone that's come in. Everybody's welcome. I've unblocked lots of people because this is what my channel was set out to do in the beginning, is here for her through domestic violence, through, you know, what I've been through and what I've learned from it. And, you know, if I can help someone or know someone that can help someone, you know, guide them the right way. I'm not an expert. I've never said I am, but I've been through it, so I can relate to it. That's all I've ever tried to do. But yeah, I've wrote some stuff down, obviously, because I can't remember everything. But like coercive control and gaslighting, it means it's a lot of a pattern of assaults, threats, humiliation, and intimidation. It's used to harm, punish, or frighten the victim. They actually done a campaign and succeeded to make this a criminal offence now, which is really good, because gaslighting and coercive control is very harmful in a relationship, friendship, relationship. You know, it works towards men as well as women. So what does coercive control mean in a relationship? It refers to a pattern of controlling behaviours that creates an unequal power dynamic in a relationship. These behaviours give the perpetrator power over their partner, making it difficult for them to leave sometimes. Coercive control can scale into physical abuse. So how can you prove coercive control? You can prove this by phone records, calls, text messages, abuse on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. A diary kept by the victim is evidence showing the victim was isolated from her friends and family. What are the signs of controlling person? What is their personality? So what is the signs of them controlling? They can blame you. Constant criticism. Isolation, creating drama, intimidation, moodiness, and ignoring your boundaries. So what is the coercive tactics? It's a strategy form of ongoing, like, terrorism to use intimidation or violence and means prolonged cruel treatment. This is used to instill fear. The abuser will use tactics such as limiting access to money or monitoring all communication, i.e., who is it on the phone? So they could be saying to you, who is it on the phone? Who's that calling you? And that's them using this as a controlling effort towards you. What does a controlling relationship look like? A controlling partner typically feels that they have the right to know more than they actually do, whether they keep their snooping secretly or openly, demanding that you must share everything with them. It is a violation of boundaries from the get-go. Sorry, everyone. I'm going from me notes that I've wrote down because I can't remember all of this. My brain's not as good as what it used to be. Okay, so what is an example of this? It can mean forcing a person to do something that they would not normally do by making threats against their safety or well-being, or that of their relatives or property, for example. So a bit like an example of when my ex used to say to me that he was going to burn my family out. So that's like, he was like coercive controlling me, gaslighting. A bit like as well if someone is pointing, a gun at somebody's head or holding a knife to someone. This is an actual physical threat. So, when my ex got the knife out of the kitchen drawer and came in and put it in the fire, basically made me watch it go red hot. He was like controlling me, and I could see, looking back now, that in his eyes, he was enjoying it. He was enjoying the control that he had over me, watching that knife go red hot before he whipped it out and cut me with it. It's just a physical form of control. It is, it's not nice at all to go through or know anyone that has gone through, physical control. It's not nice at all. So, is gaslighting coercive control? Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic in which a person is to gain power and control over another individual. They plant seeds of uncertainty in another person's mind. The self-doubt and constant questioning slowly causes the individual to question their reality. And that's true because, my reality was gone when I was in my domestic violence. I didn't have a reality anymore. I didn't have a routine. I was brought down to, when they weighed me, when I first went into a women's refuge, I was just under 6 stone. So they were having to find, I was going into 13-year-old clothes because I couldn't get into clothes that would fit me. So, I had no reality left. I wasn't allowed to eat. I had no routine, nothing. So, they abuse you so much that they take your self-love away, your self-esteem. Everything is gone. And, you know, to be able to get that back is, you know, is a blessing, because I didn't love myself anymore after my violence. I didn't want to look in a mirror, and, you know, to slowly love yourself again is a blessing, because when you've had that taken away, you have nothing, no self, nothing. It's all gone. And, you know, photography helped me do that, because I found something that I loved and enjoyed, and I found it hard to look at myself and love myself, but to love nature, because I enjoy my photography, I started to love again. And, you know, I love my children unconditionally, but, you know, to love yourself is hard again, and it's something that you have to work on. And yeah, so it's a blessing to be able to work on yourself again after being through violence. But how can you prove coercive control? So you can prove it. There was an immediate threat or seriously bodily harm. They have responsible fear the other person would indeed carry out the threat. They had no responsible opportunity to escape. So is gaslighting a crime? The fact that ongoing coercive or controlling behaviour is a crime sends a clear message that gaslighting is no joke. It is a serious form of abuse, and there is support in places to help victims. Sorry, my nose is running. Okay, so is coercion a crime? It's classed as a duress crime. Examples of this is threats to physically harm the family or someone of their property. Threats to humiliate them, disgrace them or their family. Right, they can force their victim to act in a way to suit their own interests. It may involve infliction or physical pain, injury, harm to enhance the threat. So yeah, it is, because obviously when I was like going through my physical pain and injury, you know, that he was threatening me before he was actually doing it. So he was threatening it and then doing it to me. Sorry, everybody, I'm a bit nervous again. Get like this. Okay, so what are the red flags in a relationship? Does anybody know in the chat what red flags could be in a relationship? Would anybody know any of the red flags or what they could be? Let me go. Big love to everybody. I'll probably get better as the weeks go on. It's my first week again. I feel like it's my first week because I set out to like help at my beginning, but I got a bit sidetracked and I didn't set out to do like what I wanted to do at the beginning. So it's nice that I'm actually like coming back to me again, you know. But yeah, well, one of the major red flags in a relationship, and it's in a relationship, it doesn't just have to be a relationship. It can be, I suppose, friendships, you know, it's different relationships, you know, is when everyday life events, conversations and basic interactions are frequently about that person, where there is a constant abuse of power over you. For instance, you could confront the person you're dating about something they did or said that hurt you, but it's like it's like you'd want to like confront them, or you try to, but then because they have the power over you more in the controlling relationship, they will sort of like, you know, control over you, like speak over you and like shut you down. So it's like that's the form of the control now coming in the relationship. So the red flag is you justifying their bad behavior. So say for instance, one of the partners was saying, you know, oh, who's that on your phone? That's like controlling you, like who's that on your phone? But you saying to one of your friends, he's just being concerned. He just wants to know, or she's just being concerned. It's like you're justifying their like bad behavior. And they don't talk through issues. It's more about them, their feelings, their thoughts than yours. They're constantly testing your boundaries. So I'd say, you know, here, my advice would be run away from anyone who attempts to cross a boundary you have set. Examples: you say you're not ready or available until next week, but they push you, they have to see you. So if you're saying to somebody, you know, I can't see you till Friday, but then they keep ringing you and going, you know, I want to see you on Wednesday, come on, you know, that's like pushing your boundaries. You're not ready for them to meet your family members or friends, but they keep pushing you. They're pushing your boundaries to meet them. Even to the point where they want to move in, set up bank accounts before you want to, or you're even ready to. They can even try to change the way you wear your hair, clothes, or anything else about you that feels like you. And it can make you feel uncomfortable. When that boundary's been overstepped, that can make you feel really uncomfortable. And they're the red flags that, you know, that you should be aware of after like domestic violence. But sometimes, you know, these red flags can come to you. Even now you can still put them off, but because you just don't want to believe that about a person, or you see that in a person. And sometimes this is very true, because me and my friend have been saying this past couple of days actually. If your gut feels wrong, that's a red flag. That's very true. And everything is about them. Okay, so if you are being manipulated by a partner or anyone, you may feel a constant need to defend yourself, a lack of trust in your partner or someone, a serious sense of doubt, self-doubt, always apologizing even when you believe you did not do anything wrong. So it brings it back to the signs again. You're apologizing all the time. He or she thinks they're right all the time. They treat you like a child more than an equal. You don't have many people to talk to as well. So then emotional abuse with gaslighting, emotional abuse. Some of the most common emotional abuse is them using intense emotional connection to control another person's behavior. For example, an abusive person may try to manipulate a person by moving very quickly in a romantic relationship. They may overwhelm their victim with loving gestures to lower their guard, or make them feel indebted, like owing gratitude to someone. Emotional I can't never I struggle with this word. I've just said it a minute ago. Manipulation occurs when a man. Why can I never say this word? I so struggle. You lot know what I mean. You know what I mean. I've said it tonight. Person speaks power over someone else and shows dishonest, or making use of a situation or treating others unfairly to gain an advantage for themselves. Unlike people in healthy relationships, which demonstrates cooperation, working together in the partnership, as a team, it's 50-50, isn't it? You can communicate with one another, you can talk things out, but an emotional control looks to one control, even victimizing somebody else. Okay, so how to outsmart a master manipulator? Avoid contact with them. Say no. Set personal boundaries. Assume responsibility for what you do, and keep track of everything you're involved in. And then it like with gaslighting as well, it's like signs of someone being jealous. And what a horrible disease. I wish they'd find a cure for it, jealousy, because it's horrible. They can get upset if someone else compliments you. They can even hate your friends. They can go quiet. They insist wanting to know your passwords. And that's where it becomes like into the toxic relationship, lack of support, dishonesty, jealousy, resentment, patterns of disrespect, like disrespect, and toxic communication. So gaslighting signs to look for. So if you doubt your feelings and reality, you feel vulnerable and insecure, you wonder if you're stupid or crazy, you're disappointed in yourself, and you feel confused. Gaslighting is an extremely effective form of emotional abuse that causes a victim to question their own feelings, instincts, and sanity. This gives the abusive partner or person a lot of power. And we know that abuse is about power and control. What does this mean in a relationship? Gaslighting is a term that refers to trying to convince someone they are wrong about something even when they aren't. In certain situations, someone might deliberately gaslight someone as a way of controlling them. This is a serious form of emotional abuse that is never acceptable. Does a manipulator know what they are doing? Do you think in the chat, do you think a manipulator knows what they're actually doing? I'm just going to nip to the loo and I'm going to see if everybody knows it thinks if they know what they're actually doing or not. I'll be back in a minute. You know we do. I know. Let's see, has anybody put yes? Right, did anybody think that they do know what they're doing? Because what I've researched is even some manipulators are sometimes, they're not aware of their actions, so it can be really confusing to figure out when someone is a victim or a manipulator. So manipulators often use like fraudulent ways of getting power over someone's emotions. Because I honestly thought, before I researched it, I honestly thought that they did know what they were doing, but it says that some don't know. So majority probably do, but they say some don't. Okay, so signs to know if someone is jealous of you. So jealous people are often non-confrontational, so they will deal with situations more calmly, non-aggressive or hostile. So they may even pass off as a super like friendly person. So they fight their fight against you. So they will downplay your achievements, spread gossip about you, or just talk crap basically behind your back. So 5 signs of an unhealthy relationship. So feeling isolated, feeling distance from people you care about as a result of your relationship, that's a red flag. Excessive jealousy, deflecting responsibility and blame, frequent arguments and trying to change each other. What is a toxic behavior in a relationship? A toxic relationship is a relationship characterized by behaviors on the part of the toxic partner. They are emotionally and non-infrequently physical damaging to their partner. So what are some toxic traits? Negativity, self-centered, controlling, being judgmental, and they can make you feel bad about yourself as well. So how to stop being gaslighted? When you're with a gaslighter, be very aware what you are saying and doing around them. So create an untouchable belief of yourself and what you know is to be true. Keep it simple when dealing with a gaslighter and know your true motive is one thing. So what is a gaslighter's tactics? Their tactics is to gain more power and to make you question your reality to the point that you think that you are losing your mind. So this is just what I wanted to touch on today on my week 1, obviously about gaslighting and coercive control. I know I've been like a bit nervous, more nervous tonight than what I've usually been on lives since my first one, but you know, I haven't been on a live for a while, and it's nice to actually come back to my channel and start doing what I set out to do like originally. And everybody is unblocked as well, so it's nice to have, you know, some more in if you've been through domestic violence and you want to like, you know, reach out, please do, you know, reach out to me. We can communicate, we'll have a, like, you know, we can talk and stuff. Or if you know somebody that's going through any abuse, you know, the number's there. If they're in immediate danger, you know, dial 999. But yeah, I wanted to sort of like end my talk tonight on a positive note, because I like to end stuff with positivity. So really, you know, I've done 3 quotes. So, you know, we owe ourselves the biggest apology for putting up with what we didn't deserve. And when a toxic person can no longer control you, they will try to control how others see you. The misinformation will feel unfair, but stay above it. Trusting the other people will eventually see the truth, just like you did. And never let someone who contributes so little in a relationship control so much of it. And that's like, you know, a positive like quote for the to end it really, because I like to end with positivity. But yeah, I hope I hope I haven't made it sound like we've been at like college. Right, today we are going to learn. No, but on a serious note, you know, it does happen, and it did, you know, reading and learning about coercive control and gaslighting. That was one of my forms of abuse that I went through as well as a person. So, you know, it's nice to know that you can come out the other side. We're survivors, and that's what I've always said. We are survivors, and it's true. Survived a lot. You know, when you've been to hell, you rise up, don't you? And that's exactly what us survivors do. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in this evening. I don't know what the time is. It's 8:30, so it's been an hour. Next week I'm going to be touching on economic abuse. I'm sure that's right. I did put it in my schedule. So I hope to see everybody there, and thank you for everybody that popped in this evening. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Juvix. Big love. Bufed, big love. Goddess, hello, beautiful. Token, big love. Sorry if I've missed everyone. I haven't been watching the chat. Jake, the trouser snake, big love. Phil Graham, big love. Don't know who that is, sir. Big love. Sir, big love. Who else? I haven't been ignoring anybody. I've just been sitting down and going with it. So to everybody else as well, big love to you all. Peace out. I hope you all have a lovely evening and hope to see you all next week. Peace out. Big smile. Love you, Juvix.